story time on how this man literally begged for me and I avoided him for the longest because I talked to his brother, probably did a little bit more, and he dragged me through the mud. But let's get into it.
So, since you're here, I'm asking you to stay. I'm trying to fight my tears, I just got used to it.
Before we get into this video, I just want to say don't mind how terrible my makeup looks. You know, the lighting in the bathroom and the lighting in real life, it be so different. It wasn't eating, but enjoy this story time anyway. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taniya Anitra. Most people call me Tiny. If you are not new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I already know what to do. I am filming a story time from my car today from Big Shirley because my family had a lot going on. They're super loud. I'm trying not to turn up the air so much, but it's so freaking hot. But I really want y'all to be able to hear me, so I might have to just sweat for a little bit. But anyway, I'm just giving y'all a story time on my recent ex. Is he even considered an ex? Because it was very short-lived. If you've been watching the vlogs and staying in tune, if you follow my spam, and y'all know I got his name tatted. Why did I do that? I don't know, just dumb. Just one thing about me, I wear my heart on my freaking sleeve, and I need to stop because, well, I've learned my lesson this time. I truly feel like I have learned my lesson this time. I don't know, it's just like men are con artists. They be con artists. Like, they act this way and then they get comfortable and they start revealing themselves. Like, they be feeling like you won't leave them alone. But boy, did I teach him a lesson, because you got, well, it took a couple times, so I ain't gonna say that. I'm learning to, like, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. I'ma just get into how we met. Y'all know I'm gonna try to find the receipts. It might take me a little minute, but I always gotta have the receipts. So I'm gonna get into how we met. Initially, I didn't know he existed. Like, we are from the same city, but I did not know he existed at all. I didn't know who he was, none of that. But I saw, like, one of his homeboys or something share his video, and basically he had this interview because he's like an artist. So it was a big deal because he had just got out of jail and he beat a crazy charge. I don't want to say what the charge is because y'all might look at me like, girl, what? You want to talk to that? He beat the charge and he got out and was just, you know, explaining everything in his interview. That's a big deal for making. Like, it got a lot of views. It was crazy comments. So a lot of people were sharing it that are from my hometown. So I seen that, and like, from the interview, he seemed pretty wise and stuff. So I followed him, not following him planning on doing anything, not planning on talking to him, nothing like that. I just followed him because, you know, it's a big deal to, I don't know, make an impact in this city. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to, it's hard to explain. Like, this is such a small town. You're not used to seeing people, like, I wouldn't say it's not too small, but it's not much that goes on here. So when people make the vlogs and stuff like that and they're from Macon, it's like a very big deal because we're not used to that. We're not used to getting recognition. It's a big deal that I'm even a YouTuber. People down here look at me like, wow. And when I see other people, you know, get to that, I just be amazed because it's like, dang, I F with it. I F with what you doing. So I followed him, and soon after I followed him, he followed me back. But, you know, it is what it is. So I was posting like a talk to me type of thing. You know how you interact with your Instagram followers? And he asked me some type of question. I don't remember what the question was, but I know I ignored it because, no, I don't have no intention to talk to you. Like, we can be friends, but yeah, that was what was in my head. Fast forward, he was just texting me a lot. I remember, like, one of the first texts was like, it was something really positive. I'm gonna try to find it. It was like a good conversation. Like, I've never had a nigga come up to me and be like, what's your aspirations in life and stuff like that. So I was just telling him how I want to do nursing, and I'm thinking about giving YouTube a little break. And he was like, why would you stop YouTube and all this stuff? Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. It's just a big deal to me, like, nursing. That's something I really want to do. That's my career. So
hey, if you go somewhere, I'll watch you.
Okay, I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, okay. You look so pretty. Did your makeup?
Yes.
You look pretty.
Thank you. This is why I didn't do it in the house. But anyways, yeah, it was a really positive conversation. And he asked me something about, like, how I grew up and stuff like that. So I was telling him, like, I had to grow up kind of fast, and we kind of just clicked off of that. I felt like we had a lot in common starting off. I feel like we do still have a lot in common, but we have so many things that are so different. We look at things totally different. He was texting me a lot when I first planned on linking with him, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm gonna give him a chance. Mind y'all, this whole time I didn't know that they were brothers. Like the boy I talked to previously, I did not know that was his brother. I knew they hung together, but I didn't know they was brothers. And one thing about me, I'm not the type of person that cares if y'all hang together or not, if y'all hung together. Like I feel like we too grown to be like, oh, you talking about home? Like that's just me. Like you might miss out on your soulmate because this person know that person. That's never been me. So I was like, okay, as he started texting me more, I'm like, okay, maybe I will go give him a shot. When I first planned on linking with him, I was staying in McDonough, Georgia, and he was supposed to come to my house. I'm like, okay, you can come over or whatever. Come over, chill. First red flag. Don't talk to no nigga if he ain't offering you no date the first time linking. Don't do it. That's what I'm learning. Like I'm learning. I'm trying. If that nigga ain't offering to take you out on a date first, on the first link, just don't even text him back. Go on to the next, baby. It's a lot of men out here that's gonna take you on dates, okay? Sometimes I feel like as women, we just sometimes forget our worth. We forget that there's actually men out here who does, that ain't even the bare minimum that he was doing. But there's men out here who go above and beyond if they're really interested in you. The first red flag for me, what threw me off, I was like, he was asking me, cause I was gonna go get him. That was the first red flag for me. He didn't have a car. I was like, okay. And he's much older. He's like 26. He's gonna be 30 and I'm still gonna be in my early 20s. So he was like, come get me. And I'm on the phone with my friend and my sister at the time. And I'm like, y'all, he said come get him. And then he want me to drive all the way back up to McDonough. I'm not going. But I'm still kind of texting him back because I'm thinking about it. Like I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be mean. And then he says something about, are you gonna cook? Cook, nigga? This is the first link and you want me to cook for you? Like you already expecting wifely duties? Why like your wife? This is the first link. What you gonna cook for me? Nigga, you coming to my house. What the fuck are you gonna cook? Excuse my language. What are you gonna cook? What you gonna do? Is you gonna hang my TV on the wall? That's what I should have asked. My inside thoughts, I need to just start saying them out loud because no freaking way. That is one of my biggest icks. Do not be asking me to cook if you're not my man and we ain't been together. I don't mind cooking for my man, but at that time, that was a lot. I said cook. Mind you, it's like, it's dark at this point. And you want me to cook? You want me to go to the grocery store? Because I told him I didn't have no groceries at the moment. I said I don't got nothing to cook at the moment. Me and my son really been eating out if you want to be real. And he's like, well, you can go to the store. So I just ghosted him and he was like, well, dang, you didn't have to ghost me. Maybe we can just link another time. And I made up some excuse, I think, or not an excuse, a lie. I'm gonna be honest. And then I went on about my business. And I don't think I really talked to him ever again like that for real. I was texting him back sometimes because he was blowing me up or always replying to my stories, but other than that I never really took it serious. I was like, yeah, that's all I needed to see. So after a while he kind of stopped texting me at all. Boom. If you've been watching my vlogs, you know I moved to Texas and I posted this picture. It was probably like my second day living in Texas and we went out to the club. So I posted this picture and he replied something. I'm gonna try to find everything, y'all, so y'all can see it on the screen. And I was like, baby, I'm in Texas now. You're gonna have to fly out here. He was like, I will. I was like, okay. And I'm just playing at this point because like, I know you're not finna fly to no Texas. You couldn't even find a ride to McDonough. But I gotta learn to stop playing with people and just doing stuff out of boredom because it can really backfire on you, you know, because they be taking it serious and then you kind of get yourself in an effed up situation. So if you're bored, just go read a book or something. Go find a hobby. Don't go on your phone and entertain these niggas because you're bored. If I would have never done that, I would have never been in this situation. But anyways, had a good time at the club, came back, and why did I call him, y'all? I was drunk, super drunk. I called him because I'm just bored. Like, I just be doing stuff out of boredom, especially when I'm drunk. I will call anybody in my phone. I will call anybody in my phone and just talk their head off. So I'm just talking to him and he's like, somebody's in the background. My sister talking to his brother. My sister not really stunned him though, because the brother, he ain't really all that to her. And I'm talking to him and he like, oh, you know she a real one if she call you out to the club. They ain't doing that. Ain't no girl doing that. So I'm just like, yeah, you know, I'm just drunk. I can't even remember the whole thing. I can't even remember how I reacted. But we were having a good conversation. I think I fell asleep on the phone with him that night. And then that's where I messed up at. Calling him after I left that freaking club. Who knew that I would have been, who knew that he would have drugged me like this? So the next day we were on the phone again. And he was like, yeah, I know you talked to one of my homies. I was like, how you know that? And he like, you thought I ain't know? I said, I kind of figured you knew, but I didn't feel the need to point it out because I didn't really even think that I would consider myself talking to you. And he said something like, oh, you was gonna try to keep it from me. And I was like, nah, like, it ain't nothing like that. So at this point, I'm still thinking, like, you talking about a homeboy? Well, I knew who he was talking about, but I never knew they were brothers. But then it makes sense because they kind of look very similar. One is just kind of chunky and one is really skinny. So before I get into anything else with him, let me just give y'all a little background on the brother. The brother, he was just, I knew that with him, I was there for a good time, not a long time. I felt like he wanted things to be more serious with me, but I never looked at it like that way. I felt like we looked at things so differently. We couldn't really agree on a lot of things, and I just knew I didn't want to go through that. So I was just having a good time, you know. I was just having fun. I wasn't looking for anything serious. Maybe I got my karma for doing that or something, but that's how it went. The brother is probably like, he's probably like in his early 20s, and then the older brother, whose name I got tatted, is like I said, 26. Did I tell y'all his age? So after that one little drunk call, we got really close. Like, we was calling each other every day. Starting out, like, I can talk all day when I'm drunk, but starting out, like, I'm really quiet and I just be trying to observe. It was harder for me to really get to know him for real, because we just talking on FaceTime, you know. I need that energy to really see how you is. I remember being on the phone with him. Don't ever do this. I remember being on the phone with him, and me and my sister was having this conversation about like my exes and stuff, and I was on the phone saying how, yeah girl, that nigga said F my sick ass, cause y'all know I got sickle cell. He did this and that. Never tell a man what somebody else done put you through, because they gonna feel like you allow that. They gonna feel like, oh, I can do this to her and she gonna tolerate it. That was my biggest mess up, because I noticed he was really listening. Like, he quiet as hell. Usually he talking to his brother, homeboys, whatever, got something going on. He quiet when I'm talking about that. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was a little too quiet. He was plotting on me. After a lot of FaceTime calls, picking up on the phone, going to sleep on the phone, like, it was a lot. It was good though. Like, I felt like I was building a real bond through FaceTime. So after, I would say a few weeks, I'm not sure how long we were doing that long distance thing, but I decided, you know what, it's time for me to go see my man. My y'all, so freaking dumb. I got his name tatted before I even seen him. Now, why would you do that? I don't know. But I got his name tatted before I even seen him. I'm so embarrassed. Am I even gonna upload this? Got his name tatted, flew down to Georgia. I was staying with him the whole time. Kingston was over here with my grandma. And yeah, that's when I really got to see the real side of him. Even with that first link, I did not see all that I needed to see. But he definitely showed me enough for me to get the F on. I mean, we was having a good time. We was having a really good time. Until we had this incident where we were having you know what, and I was giving you know what, I was giving, and somebody calls him. Then he calls them back and he's like, yo, where you at? I know it's a female, I can hear it. So I'm still giving, just trying to listen for a little bit before I get the F up and storm out. So I get up and I just walk in the bathroom for a little bit, and I just sit on the toilet just trying to think. And then I hear him coming, so I like stand up because I'm not trying to do all this. Please don't beat on me, because he's really aggressive. Please don't beat on me. I just get up real quick. He really short too though. Like, I would never talk to no midget. That's probably not the right term to use, because I know real people with dwarfism don't like that word. But I would never talk to no short nigga again. If I'm taller than you when I put on heels, I'm not talking to you. That was literally my first time talking to someone so short, and he has got to be the angriest person I've ever freaking met. So I'm thinking we done having you know what, and we just about to argue. And I think that was like probably our first argument. I was so hurt. Like, this is how you really act? So after that, after I walk up and I stand up, this man literally like pushes me, turns me around, bends me over, and straight to business. And I'm like trying to push him off. Like, I'm toxic. I'm very toxic in relationships, and I'm trying to do better. But I liked it. I liked it. Even though this man just called another girl on the phone, I liked it. You know, I'm acting like I don't. I like aggressive, you know what? So I liked it because I feel like, yeah. But after it was over with, I was still mad. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for making me feel that way physically. But I'm still mad. Mentally, emotionally, I'm still shocked. We doing that. He like, I'm trying to get up. I'm doing all this for fun though. Like, push me to the door. Push me on the sink. Head hitting the mother freaking sink. I don't even care. I'm like, okay. That's what you can do. Cause you know the vibes. You know the vibes. That was probably the best I've ever had in my life. But it came with too much, so I had to walk out. After that, we start arguing. And he's like, you said, I'm not gonna go into detail what he said, but he's like, basically he was trying to invite another girl over to have a threesome. And I'm like, what? How do you even know if I know the girl? How do you even know if I would like her? He like, so that's all up to you and all up to you. I'm like, what? How you know I don't got no, how you know she not no op? Like, you gonna call any girl and invite her up in here? Like, if you were to have a threesome with your partner, wouldn't both of y'all decide on that? Wouldn't both of y'all have to agree on that? And I don't even remember how the whole argument went. Anytime we argue, I kind of just went into like this disassociation mode where I just kind of tapped out. And I hear you yelling, but I'm not really paying you no mind, because I'm not about to argue. I'm not about to do that over something so little. It's the principle. Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, if I was in your shoes, you was the female, you want me to call anybody up in here? What if this girl got AIDS? I'm not doing that. I don't play them type of games. The fact that he thought that was okay was the first red flag. Why didn't I leave then? And I forgot what I was saying, but I know I tried to leave. And when I tried to leave, talking about some, now you trying to go, and then he said something along the lines of, I'll slap you on crib. I said, you'll slap me? And he was like, yeah, I'll slap you. And I'm like, no way, this man just said that. This can't be the same person that's been on my phone sweet talking me. I'm thinking we have the same vision. Like, we had so much planned as far as like just building us together like a team. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but I was so freaking shocked. I don't even really remember how that part ended, but I do know I ended up staying over there, and I went to sleep so mad. And I remember them in the other room because this is so freaking embarrassing. Oh my freaking gosh. I remember, I guess his homeboys or brothers was in the living room or something, and I remember him walking out, because every time we would argue or something, that was our first argument, but I'm talking about like after that, every time we would argue, he would always walk out and like go talk to his brother or his other brother or something. Mind y'all, it didn't click to me. I want to talk about the real brother thing. It didn't click to me that they was real brothers until I got there and seen them both like living together, like staying together. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is your blood brother? When I said it was so awkward walking in there, because his brother just looked at me like, I'm still embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know if I'm gonna upload this. Are y'all gonna like roast me? Do people still say that? But I remember staying over there. I spent the night, and I think I left like early in the morning. I was still like really hurt about it. So when I finally did go back over there, he was like that he was sorry. Y'all know how boys do when they do something so messed up. They know you have a soft spot for them, so they use all that apology and all the sweet talk, child. I forgave him, but one thing about me, I never forget. So it's like, I don't think men understand that like apologies don't fix what they do. It kind of just stacks up to us, and eventually it gets to a point where we hate you. Like, we forgave you for this, but we don't forget, and it just keeps stacking up, and it turns into resentment. Like, I really resent this man. Like, and I've never felt this way about nobody, but this man, I'm sorry God, I probably should not even say this, but if something happened to him, I would not give no F. I wouldn't shed a freaking tear, but y'all gonna see why. in the rest of the video. On our first link, I think I was down there for like, I was supposed to stay for like 4 days, I think, but I ended up going to the hospital while I was at his house. I remember we were asleep. I hate having like my first crisis around somebody. Not my first crisis, but it's my first crisis around them. So I got up like, I think it's like early in the morning, probably like 3 o'clock or something. I'm just trying so hard to like shake back. I'm drinking my water. I'm in so much pain, and I'm really not trying to wake him up because I know he's not used to having to deal with that. So I'm tapping on him eventually because I'm like, I can't take this no more. I cannot pass out in this man's room. Like, you just never know how sickle cell can play out. So I finally tap him, and I'm like, I don't feel good. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm not saying nothing. I'm just in so much pain, and I hate having to say sickle cell crisis. Like, I hate it, and I feel like it kind of scares me, especially with partners, because I've been in the situation where you tell them that and they go through it with you and they act like they care, and then they throw it back up in your face out of anger. So I was scared to tell him that, but I knew I had to tell him. So we went to the hospital. I can say he stuck by my side. He stuck by my side. He came up there all the time, chumping the nurses off for me, everything, because y'all know them nurses be trying it. He was chumping the nurses off for me, really just making sure I was okay. When he wasn't there, he was calling 24/7. He brought me some flowers, but that was another red flag because he brought me flowers with my own debit card. You didn't have enough to buy flowers. You didn't have $5. You couldn't scrape up $5. You can't ask to borrow that from your brothers. Another red flag. Oh my gosh, they are just building up. How did you stay so long, Tiny? How? I mean, I wouldn't say I stayed that long, but I definitely let him play with me more than he should have. But I can say I'm still kind of proud of myself. Like, I really am learning, because with past relationship, I definitely would stay like close to a year, deal with the same mess, but this was very short-lived. But it's like he tried me so many freaking times. I've never had a man to threaten to put their hands on me. Never, well, I can't say never had a man to break up my sickle cell. Some of the stuff he say, and then he blames it on his anger issues. Like, you know, I got anger issues, I'm so sorry. I got anger issues too, but I don't take that out on my significant other. Like, I'm not doing that. If I have anger problems, I'm not the type to say hurtful stuff. I'm more like the person that's gonna throw something at your head, you know? But I'm not gonna say stuff to really hurt you on a personal level at that. Words really stick with you, and once somebody says something so hurtful, you never forget it. You never forget it. It literally lives with you. So that's something that's just out of boundaries with me. Anger issues or not. Do you not know how to think before you speak? I think I ended up staying in Macon for like maybe 2 weeks because of my sickle cell crisis. I missed my flight, couldn't get a refund, none of that. So I had to find another flight, which took a little bit. I enjoyed it at the time, but now that, like, you know how when everything is done and you're just over a person, you kind of look back and you see all the things that shouldn't have happened. That first link, I was spending all of my money on everything. I was buying me food, I was buying Kingston food, I was buying his food, and I was buying his child's food. That's 4 people. I'm used to taking care of just me and my son. Do y'all know how much money I spent being in Macon, Georgia? Macon, Georgia, out of all places, I'm spending this much money. Money is never an issue to me. Money is never something I worry about, but I know the type of man that I want. I know the type of man that I wish for, and I definitely should have left right then and there. I want a man that can provide for me. Like, I don't mind helping my man if he go through something. I don't mind staying down for a little while, but you ain't even gave me a reason to stay down. What have you done for me? And I asked him that before. I said, what have you done for me? I was there in the hospital with you. I said, you think you the only nigga who done sat in the hospital with me? Come on now. Come on. Anyways, eventually I go back home. I'm there for a little while, and I don't know, I just felt like long distance worked better for us because I had my space, but I still get to talk to him, and I feel like for some reason he's like this sweetheart over the phone and on FaceTime, but in person he's like a walking little midget devil. Like, I don't know how to explain it. While I was back in Texas, I was still talking to him every day. We would still talk every day, but I felt like after that first link he was becoming kind of distant, and I told him that. He'd be like, no, I'm just busy, I'm trying to work, I got stuff going on. And I'm like, okay, I understand that, but if you're trying to work and if you're so busy, why am I still having to DoorDash you and your child food every day? And then when I didn't DoorDash him food, he'll be like, dang, you ain't feed me today. Boy, if you don't get y'all up in there, walk to the Dollar Tree or something and go get you some mother freaking noodles, some sausages, and some eggs, and that's a good meal for you. But no, I'm too nice. I'm DoorDashing him the nicest. I'm talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. That stuff ain't cheap, especially on DoorDash. Then it's like you give him an inch and he take a freaking mile. But I tolerate too much. Cause in my head, I'm like, if somebody else is buying you something, why would you try to run over them? Like, why would you try to do so much? Why would you go the extra mile? I'm trying to get him a hamburger, some french fries. This man said he want an appetizer, burger, wings too, and the french fries. I'm like, bro. But I still did it, so that's my fault. I can't be mad at him for doing that. I can only be mad at myself for allowing someone to do that to me. I was spending so much money just dealing with him overall. It's some stuff I'm leaving out just to make me look a little better. I know I probably look bad as hell right now talking about this, but I'm leaving some stuff out just to make me look a little better, because I know y'all finna be in the comments like, Tiny, ain't no freaking way you allowed this. But anyways, our second link was when I finally decided to come back to Georgia, and it's a lot of roles that played in that. I decided to come back because, one, I was getting sick too much. I felt like I was getting sick way more. I've been back down here in Georgia for a little minute now, and I haven't been sick yet. Actually, yes, I have. But I wasn't in the hospital long. Like, that's like when I first got back down here. But ever since then, I haven't been sick, which is surprising to me. Like, sometimes I be sitting on the couch and I'm thinking like, wow, I haven't had a crisis yet? I am shocked. Yeah, I felt like I was getting sick too much. My sister left me, so I had no help in a whole nother state with my son. And it's just so much I wanted to do, and I kind of felt like it was impossible. Not impossible, because, you know, I had a friend there, Lyric, but she has her own child, and I didn't want to put so much on her. I hate having to ask people for things. I just decided to go. It was just too much going through my head. I just felt like I needed to be back home for a little while. So that's what I did, of course. So I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm finna get me a new crib down here and stuff. We were making these plans since I was coming back to Georgia. We were like planning on getting a little crib together or whatever. Delusional. Planning on getting a little crib together because he was supposed to get this settlement back from like a car accident or something. I think by the time I actually came back to Georgia, he already had his money, but he never mentioned it to me that he got it. And I just felt like he was really controlling. Like, he would kind of ask things that were like out of bounds. I feel like, especially so early into our relationship, he would ask like, how much do you got to your name? And I'm like, why are you asking me that? I don't go around asking people that. Like, I feel like stuff like that should be shared with your partner, but not at such an early stage, you know? I don't even share my finances with my own mom. So the fact that that stuff was just coming out of his mouth, I feel like he's just trying to figure out how much he can milk out of me. That's what it's giving now that I'm looking back. But anyways, he was supposed to get this settlement. So he was like, yeah, we can find a house. I'ma furnish it. We looking at furniture together, all this stuff. So eventually when I do get back to Georgia, it's his birthday month. So he got the settlement. He decides, we was in the hotel. I remember I was in the hotel. I got a hotel after I got off the road because I was just super tired. I didn't feel like, I think I got here like late at night or something. I don't remember what time I got back, but I just didn't feel like going to my grandma's house and unpacking everything and putting stuff in there and just, you know, taking everything out of my car. So I got me a hotel room or whatever, and he was like, he was gonna stay with me at the hotel, and he just wanted to chill and get away from everybody. It's too much going on, because he was mad at his mom, his brother. Like, he just be mad at his whole family, and he would always take it out on me. Like, he would just walk around so freaking angry. And that's another thing I hated about him, because you keep going through the same things. If you say that these people aren't bringing any good to your life, you're always stressed, they always causing problems, why do you keep them around? And I'm mad about it because you taking it out on me. So he like, yeah, babe, I just want to chill. We're gonna stay at the hotel. I just want to clear my mind for a couple days. I don't want to be around nobody. Tell me why. Mind you, we supposed to be going to look for houses. We're supposed to be going house hunting. Tell me why he wake up in that morning. I'm talking about dumb early. Let's go to Atlanta today, man. Then why you go through what you go through? Do you even give yourself time to bounce back and recoup and really get the stress off? Meditate, do some yoga, something. Let's go to Atlanta, man. Let's go spend all our money, man. He didn't say that, but that's how I'm looking at it. Like, are you dumb? You just got, that was a blessing from God, because you was in a bad situation and you want to go blow it to flex and to be in Atlanta and get Reynolds So I'm waking up because he like, can you look on Turo, try to get this rental, calling people to get rentals. I remember throwing the phone because he calling females talking about, can you get this rental in my name? And I'm like, why you calling these females? Like, who are they? So I threw my phone. He like, why you throwing your phone, man? This is why I gotta get away from you. You be doing too much. I ain't finna deal with this. So he say he about to leave. He don't never freaking leave, but he getting his bags together like he about to leave. And I'm like, all right, bro. So he know what he be doing. Like, he a real manipulator. He's really a narcissist. Y'all know them narcissists, like, they know how to flip the situation around on you, so you be feeling so bad and so guilty. He's smart. He's smart, but he don't use it for positivity. He use it for negativity. I mean, he might benefit from it, but karma gonna always come back and bite you in the butt. Okay, it's always gonna do that because he was just up. Like, you just got a blessing from God. You just got, I want to say $16,000. It's somewhere up in there. You just got $16,000. You just didn't have nothing, and you decide to go to Atlanta and go have a good time. But little did I know, I mean, I kind of expected it, but I didn't expect it. I thought he would have been smarter with his money, but we finna get into that. He decided he going to Atlanta, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna help him celebrate his birthday. He keep saying, it's my birthday. Boy, it's not your birthday. It ain't even close yet, and he trying to do all this. Why this man, he talking about they need 2 rentals. I helped him pay half on 1 rental, and then he gave me the money in cash because he had all this money on him from the settlement, of course. So he gave me half. I'm like, okay, cool. So he got another rental on Turo through his mama name, so I pay for that with my credit card, my debit card, and then he gives me the cash for that. So then we gotta find an Airbnb. We finding the Airbnb while we on the way to get all the other rentals and stuff. That's when the trip, little birthday trip, whatever, it got really stressful for me because he's wanting me to pay half for everything. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I hope you're not expecting nothing for your birthday, because this stuff you getting ain't cheap at all. And I got a whole son. We ain't there yet for me to be doing all this for you. Because what have you done for me besides sitting in a hospital? This man hasn't bought me one thing out of his own money ever. Not one freaking thing. But he will always, flip it. Like I said, them narcissists do. Like, they make you feel freaking bad. And if you see one sign of a narcissistic man, run. Okay? He was putting all the stress on me. And I was just kind of angry because, like, he was inviting all these people to come enjoy what I put money into. And I don't got no problem with you having a good time with your people, but it's like, you get mad at me because I can't find an Airbnb. He got mad at me because the man canceled the Airbnb. Mind y'all, I paid for half of the Airbnb. He was supposed to pay for the full thing, but when I went back and counted the money he was giving to me to replace what was taken off my card, I noticed that he had only gave me half, but I ain't say nothing. I just let it slide. He drives my car to Atlanta. His brother drives 1 rental to Atlanta, and then I drive 1 car to Atlanta. Mind y'all, all this cash he giving me, I put it in my purse and I zipped it in what I thought would like be hidden. Like, I thought if somebody touched it, like, you wouldn't be able to see that it was a pocket. Man, so I'm pulling out doing the paperwork for the other rental because it was in my name. And why did they pull off? And I'm with my friend. She came along with us. I'm like, did they pull off? She said yes. I said, oh my gosh, my purse is in there. So deep down, I'm kind of already feeling it. Like, my gut told me, like, girl, your money about to be gone. So we finally get to Atlanta, stop at this little hotel trying to figure out what's going on since the man canceled the Airbnb. He starts like yelling at me. He was like, get out the car, I want to talk to you. But before I even go over there and talk to him, I go into my truck and I look in the back all the way on the 3rd row where I left my purse, and I opened it and it's nothing but a $20 bill in there. When I say I was so freaking mad, I'm thinking somebody stole my stuff. So as soon as I go over there and talk to him, I'm like, did you take that money out my purse? He said, yeah, I took it. I said, why would you do that? He's like, because I feel like you did some scamming junk with that Airbnb. Like, is you just trying to take my money? I said, what made you think I did something? I don't scam. I don't know how to scam on Airbnb. Y'all know how all the scams be going on Airbnb, and like, they'll cancel your reservation because they think it's a scam or something. Either they cancel it because they think you're trying to throw a party, or they cancel it because you're trying to scam. I knew we should have went to Atlanta. Like, this not something you do last minute, especially not with Airbnb, because anytime you try to book on Airbnb last minute, like the day of or the day before, and then you have a lot of guests they're gonna assume it's a party. So he got mad at me saying I'm trying to scam. Yeah, I got on the phone with one of my partners and they said you had to do something scamming. So I'm like, okay, bro. So he was like, what's going on? Like, you ain't got it? I'm like, got what? And he was like, you don't got enough money, you can let me know. Like, I ain't trying to use you or nothing like that. So I'm like, bro, that ain't an issue. I'm just looking at him freaking stupid, looking at his short little Angry Bird looking, So then he's like, give me your phone. I'm like, no, what you need my phone for? He was like, give me your phone. I'm like, no. And then he was like, show me the transaction that you paid for the Airbnb. So I showed it to him. And he's like, why the fuck you saying that then? I said, how am I supposed to know? And he like, well, you be acting like you don't know how to talk, bro. Call these folk. I'm like, bro, I done called them. They said it's nothing they can do, bro. Like, that's a part of their system. It automatically cancels if they feel like you throwing a party, etc. I showed him the transaction. Then I kind of snatched my phone back because, like, I don't want you seeing how much money I got in my bank account. And I snatched it back. And he snatches it back. And he like, bro, what's going on? You think I'm trying to use you or something? I said, I don't know. And he was like, what you mean you don't know? He like, I thought we were supposed to be a team, bro. What I got, you got. What you got, I got. So I'm just looking at him like, bro, we can be a team without all that financial shit. Like, we can help each other with things. We can pour into each other. But we're not wife and husband for you to be acting like my finances are your finances. So I'm kind of just fed up because he promised me so many things when he got this money. Because I poured so much into him that he was gonna pay my car off. We wasn't able to get an Airbnb. Mind y'all, wait, when he did give me some money back, it was nowhere near where he owed me. And I told him that, and he was like, you good, bro, you got it. So I'm looking like, boy, you a grimy, slimy motherfucker. That's why his ass doing lawn work now. Karma come back. God, I'm so sorry for having even to say that, but karma really come back and bite you in your butt, because God put you in a situation to better yourself, to invest in something, to flip something, and now you back doing, I wouldn't say back doing because I don't know if you ever did it, but now you're doing lawn work. And there's nothing wrong with that. Get your money. But that's what happened when you try to flex and when you try to live this lifestyle. $16,000, that's a good amount of money to get you somewhere. But that's not enough money to be going and flexing and getting all these Airbnbs and buying all these bottles and going to the club. So that weekend, I wouldn't even say that weekend, for that night, we got a hotel. Yeah, we got a hotel. We went out, we met them at the club because he said me and my friends were taking too long. When we got there, the crew was about to close. We ended up just like sitting in the parking lot, just talking, like seeing what the next move about to be. And this girl walk up on him. I think her butt on him or something. I'm telling my friend, bro, we about to go. My sister, my friend, she's like, what you got going on, bro? My sister feeling some type of way. And he like, bro, get your friend, she drunk, ain't nobody trying to do all that. So one of his little friends that he said he grew up with, the one that put her butt on him, she's kind of like getting aggressive, and he trying to like hold her back type shit. And I'm just standing there right beside my sis because that's really weird. Like, that's really weird of you. You being a little too friendly, because if it was me, it would be a problem. After we had a little back and forth, him and my friend, it was a lot, y'all. If y'all watched my last vlog, y'all kind of already know how the night went. But yeah, I don't remember how it happened or what led up to this, but he ended up like slamming the door on me. And he was like, bro, y'all can take this car, just go do what y'all do. I said, I know I can take this car because it's in my name. You don't have to tell me what I'm gonna take. It's in my name. I basically paid for it since you took all the money back. And then he has the nerve to say, you need to send me $100 right now, bro. You can go on about your business. He acting like he done with me. I'm like, okay, cool. He gonna stand right in front of me, go to my contact and put stop sharing location. And that's his way of showing he's done with me. Shouldn't you block me if you're done with me? I don't know, that was weird. I don't really give a fuck about your location. At the end of the day, we gotta come back to the same place. So I guess he thought he ate that. But I'm just like, okay, I'm not caring. I'm drunk too. Like, I don't be caring when I'm drunk. I don't know. My friend is really drunk. Like, she way drunker than me. So much happened that night. But all I remember is him just getting so mad at me. He was like, first he was like, because I don't know if I'm finishing my sentences. Like, my head is all over the place when it comes to this man. He was like, you need to send me $100. You owe me that. I said, how do I owe you that? I'm not sending nothing. My sister sitting beside me and she's like, girl, you better not send that man nothing. And he was like, bitch, I'll slap you on crib. I'm like, do it, bro. Do it. do it and see what's gonna happen. So he's making all these threats about how we can go get somebody. If we gonna get somebody, it's gonna end up bad and all this stuff. That's when he goes to like saying, because he sees it's not really phasing me. Like, I'm drunk, bro. I'm not trying to argue. When I get drunk, I just be there for a good time. I just need all positive vibes around me. He kept saying like my energy was bad in the club, like I'm never smiling when I go out. You're right, bro, because I don't really know the people like you inviting and stuff. So I mean, I'ma smile with my sis because that's the only person I know. And when we did go out, like it was like I didn't exist. It's like it was all about impressing other females. It was all about, you know, just being with his bros. But when we went out, it's like I'm just like a home girl. I'm just somebody he invited. Like, I'm nothing to him. So you dang right I'm not smiling. You dang right I'm not having a good time. Like, I'm trying to, but the fact that you think I'm supposed to be smiling 24/7 and interacting with people I don't really know, that's never been me. I'm friendly, but I'm not that friendly. You say something to me, I'll say something back. I guess he expect me to go up to these hoes he invite into his stuff. Like, hey girl, I'm not finna kick it with you because it's starting to click to me. Like, why are you here? I know all of these females ain't just his friends. So fast forward, I already talked to y'all about how he bust in the room, forced me to do you know what after he just said I was dying in the hospital. He threatened to slap me after all these B's and H's. He literally said in the parking lot in front of everybody, B, you my brother. And it's crazy because for one, I told you I didn't even like know that. I didn't even know you existed. Even after you knew that, you still begged to talk to me, bro. I had no intention on talking to you. I had no intention whatsoever on talking to you. You knew he was your brother. You put it to me like, yeah, I know you used to talk to one of my boys. What? You knew that was your brother before anybody, and you still wanted me in your life. You still text me all the time. You still trying. You still shooting your shot, and you want to throw that up in my face? The one who done fed you and your child when you didn't have nothing? Man, niggas, I tell you, they ain't nothing. Well, he ain't nothing. I ain't gonna say they, because there's a lot of good men out here. Let's give a round of applause for all the good men out here. Cause I know it's some. I ain't found mine yet, but I know it's some, and I know I'ma get me one. I know I'ma get me one who deserve all the giving and all the loving, all the stuff I be doing. Cause I be giving it to the wrong people. I be getting used, man. So after that, I don't know what happened. I know we came back to Macon, but then somehow we ended up going back to Atlanta, and my sister ended up coming with me once again. And she was like, I'll come, but he better not be on that same junk he was on last night and stuff like that. So he called her while I was with him prior to her coming. He was just apologizing for his actions because he was being so disrespectful towards her. Like, so disrespectful. That just wasn't his place. You know, that's not your place. She's defending me, but you're wrong. Like, when you're wrong, you're wrong. You can't get mad because somebody's defending me. And he kept saying you can't control your friend and all that stuff. So he was apologizing to her. He apologized to me as well. He said I provoked him though. Like, it was a backhanded apology. I'm sorry for what I did, but you caused it. You started it. Not knowing, like, you had been provoking me that whole day. You've been doing slick stuff that whole day, and you expected me to go out and just act like I'm this happy girlfriend. Anyways, we go back to Atlanta, and then this is when I feel like deep down, like mentally and emotionally, even though my heart was freaking aching, I knew that I just couldn't do it anymore. We went to Atlanta, to make the long story short, once again, and we go to crew once again. Oh my goodness, we having a good time. All these girls pull up. You know how you can just feel energy. One of these girls walk up to him, and it's like they too friendly. Like, they walking together, but they got their hands around each other, and I'm just like, bro, I'm right here. Can't walk me to the front of the club like that. Like, dang, y'all closer than we is. I mean, y'all probably known each other longer, but come on now. So I'm just really blowed that whole night, and I feel really stupid. The same girl that caused the first altercation was twerking on him, and he just slapping her ass and shit. And yeah, we ended up leaving crew really early. I don't know what happened. I think they were just ready to go back to the Airbnb and get the business, because he had a lot of girls there. He had all his brothers and homeboys with him, and y'all know how niggas be. Niggas be thirsty. They be ready to try to F some. They be ready to get their little thing wet. So I feel like they were just really all ready to go and go back to the spot and do what they need to do. When we did get back to the Airbnb, no, I can't even get to that part yet. This is what blew me. So the girl that he was hooked up with, but he's saying that's just his friend, just his homegirl. She looked out for him when he was in jail, all that, whatever. Her car, like her windows got busted. So she was like, what we gonna call him? Because I don't want to say his name. I don't want to give y'all no hints of who he is. If you know, you know. But hey, we're gonna call him Midget Man. She like, Midget Man finna pay for this. So she go up to him. He like, bro, you know I got it. Oh, you can pay for a window? I understand her junk got busted, but you know what to expect when you come into Atlanta out in the club. You know what to expect. Who don't know what to expect in Atlanta? But anyways, he like, I'll pay for it, la la la. I'm like, dang, you ain't paid for nothing of mine. But okay, good for her. And I just keep it pushing like I'm just this calm, don't care girl in the world, but deep down inside I'm boiling. And he lets her, who was I in the car with? Yo, I'm just too freaking nice. He lets her drive the car I freaking rented. That's in my name because her windows are busted, and he drives her car back. When I tell y'all, I was so freaking mad, and I just didn't want to cause a scene because it was so many people. I hate acting a fool around people I don't know. I hate acting a fool in public in general. Like, I hate for people's first impression of me to be this nasty, mean, ugly girl. Anyways, fast forward, we get back to the Airbnb, and soon as we walk in, we sit down. He's like hugging her, like she's sitting down. No, she's laying down on the sofa, and the sofa's really big, so I'm like sitting towards the end of it. Then I'm sitting next to his brother's girlfriend. She's actually my friend now. We real cool. I love her. If you seeing this, hey girl, I know she probably watching this, like, yeah, because they literally the exact freaking same. He hugs up on her, and I was about to take a shot, but then I'm like, I talked to old boy girlfriend, and I'm like, do you see this? And she like, yeah girl, don't even mind it. I said, F that. I got up, I said, I don't want to say her name on here, but I don't know. I just told my sis, let's go. I got up, a nigga laying on my charger, got my charger plugged up in his phone. I snapped that junk out his phone and walked out that door. Because one thing you not gonna do is cheat on me in my face. He walked out. He gave us a ride to where our cars were parked, because you can't have so many cars like parked in front of people's houses. We had our cars parked like down on another street where we weren't covering nobody's house or nothing like that. He like, what's going on with y'all? Like, what you want? I'm like, bro, I ain't finna do this. I'm just finna go. When y'all come back down tomorrow, bring me my rental. I said, bring me my rental tomorrow. He was like, bring you your rental, girl. What? I paid for this. I said, you really didn't, because you took the money back. And he was like, oh, this what that's about? Like, trying to make me feel bad that he took the money back, when that's not really what made me leave. Like, he's being oblivious to what he's doing. And then when I point that out to him, he's like, oh man, that's my home, girl. This why I ain't want to invite you. I told you was in a doghouse anyway, so because you're mad at me, you can go do that. Then I was like, how would you feel if I was doing that? And he was like, I don't care. You could have invited one of your niggas over here. What? After all I did to try to make your birthday special, after how much money I spent way more than I should have, because you end up taking it back. Drops us off to our cars. I think I got out of the car and I was just like, fuck you. Like, I don't got shit to say to you. Whatever. Just bring me my rental. And he was like, yeah, alright, as if he wasn't gonna bring it. So I woke up that morning, went to the rental man. I went to the rental place, but I didn't, it was closed. So God be working in my favor, because I stopped at the gas station and I seen the man that worked there at the gas station playing on the little machines, you know, trying to win him some money. And I'm like, oh, I was looking for you. He was like, you the one that rented that red Challenger? I said, yeah. I said, I want to get my name taken off of it, just in case anything happened. I don't want that to be taken off my credit card or nothing. You seen the people I was with, that's who got it. They wouldn't give me the keys back. So make sure you just take my name off it. So he called his little buddy up. I don't know if he the owner or what, but I guess he's reported the car stolen and stuff, so they were really mad about that. His brother ended up texting me, basically threatening me. And I'm like, boy, I don't care what you're talking about. I gotta look at it from my point of view. Y'all up here with guns. Y'all up here with weed. you're not finna get pulled over in a rental that's in my name. They just think about themselves. That's all they think about. They just think about themselves. They don't really care for nobody else. I've heard them even say, like, when they be having conversations about other females, they'll be like, one of them would throw in, oh man, like, just use that bitch, like, just use her. So I started to think, like, is this what y'all say about me when y'all get mad at me? Like, y'all just want to use me too? And it's crazy because after the fact, me and the brother girlfriend, we talk now, we ended up getting close, and we were just basically telling our trauma to each other, like speaking on the situation that we've been through, because she went through hell with his brother and I went through hell with him. So she was saying how from the beginning he was just using me to get them to Houston. It's crazy because y'all was in the comments when I was all so happy and in love, and I was like, oh, my man's coming. Y'all was like, be careful with that, be careful moving him in and all that stuff. So I truly do love y'all for that. After that, I stopped talking to him for a while, and I think he ended up calling me or something. No, he didn't end up calling me. I posted something on my spam. I can't quite remember, but I'll try to find it. And this girl that I know ended up sending me some screenshots, and he's planning to take her on trips. He's planning on doing all this stuff, and I'm like, it's no freaking way. So you've been moving like this whole time, like you really been moving like you single. And he's saying in the text messages how you can ask her, she know we just real cool, she know everything I do, she won't mind. And it's like, when did we ever agree upon that? Because when it's time for me to do something solo, you pull that narcissistic stuff, like, oh, I thought we was a team, we supposed to move as a team, anything I got you got. But then when it comes to certain stuff, he'll use that, we not married yet, man, I want to have fun, I just got out of jail. That's pretty much my horror story from an almost 30-year-old man. You tried to drag me through the mud, but God work in my favor every time. Yes, I make stupid mistakes. I definitely learned from this. I'ma always be a giver. I'm not gonna let anything that someone does to me like change who I am. I'ma always be a giver. I'm gonna always try to be helpful in some sort of way. I'ma always be a caring person. I'm not gonna let nothing turn me cold-hearted. Now I feel like I'm just learning to not give so quickly and get to really know a person before I do certain things, because some people really are just trying to use you to get to the next level, use you to just achieve things that they wouldn't have been able to achieve on their own. Some people's goal is to purely just bring you down, say they had you, say they dealt with you, but they want to bring you down in the process, you know? Every time he got mad at me, he would say things like, you think I'm using you? I got a bit with 300K followers. No, not he got a bit. I cut off a bit with 300K followers for you, and then I think that was one of our last arguments, because I think I went over there to get something I left at his house. I don't know what it was, but I came to get something. And we were just talking, but at that point I knew I was done. I knew that was my last time, like, seeing him in person for real. We did link up one time after that, but it was just, it wasn't the same for me. Like, it wasn't the same. I can't trust you again. But yeah, that argument when he pulled the 300K follower thing, I knew then that you were just trying to use me from the start. Like, that was your intention. So yeah, just be careful who y'all trust. I just wanted to give y'all a story time. The people on my spam requested it, and I haven't done one in a long time, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. I know a lot of y'all really enjoy my story times. I feel like I'm one of the worst storytellers, but y'all always say I'm one of the best. So I love y'all. If you are new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Leave me some advice for like my love life, because I have been through it a little too much. I am in counseling now, so I feel like that was the first step to like doing better when it comes to my love life. I feel like I'm so good in everything in my life. Like, I'm good at everything that I do except my love life. And it's not that I'm not a good person. It's that I give people chances too quickly. I give people too much too quickly. And sometimes I just forget my worth. So never forget your worth. Oh yeah, did I tell y'all after I did the little story time segment in one of my vlogs about how I regret getting his name tatted? He texted me and he was like, he wish I died. Now you're mad because I'm revealing the truth. I wonder how he finna feel about this one. Anyways, if you are watching this, because I know you watch me, I hope you're having a good time in your life. I hope you level up. I hope if God blesses you again, that you don't mess it up on things that don't matter, because most of them people who you were trying to flex for, they're not even in your circle no more. They don't really F with you. I was probably the realest person you had on your team. Y'all, I keep leaving out stuff. I didn't even tell y'all that this man tried, after he spent all his money, he was like, man, I know I effed up, man, but he ended up buying some pounds of weed with the last little bit of money he had. Why in the hell he gonna ask me to give him $4,000 to put in the trap, and after he put it in the trap and he flip it, I won't have to worry about nothing. I won't have to pay for the house, nothing. I said, I look in my head, I'm telling him I'm gonna think about it, because I knew how aggressive he gets and I didn't want to deal with that. It was really kind of scary, because I never really dealt with a nigga like that. I never dealt with somebody that threatened to put their hands on me. And once a nigga keeps saying it, like, I done been with some messed up people, but I've never had one threaten to put their hands on me. So you keep saying it, eventually you gonna do it. I just avoided it, and I was like, I'm gonna think about it. He was really mad, like still trying to convince me. He expected me to do it right then and there, like go to the ATM and all. And I was like, I don't know about that one, because I done seen you mess up 16K, bro, on nothing. Like, at least have something to show for it. You know, it's different when you got something to show for it, but what do you have to show? Some pictures of you flexing your money, an Airbnb that you have to leave in a few days, some rentals that's gonna go back, and then you're gonna be walking again and catching rides. What do you have to show? You blew it on nothing. I think that's all I gotta say. I just had to give y'all a little tea. Let me know if y'all can relate in the comments. I don't even know what to say. I don't want to say hate. That's so bad. Doesn't the Bible say, like, you shouldn't hate people? That's so hard to do when people, like, F you over. Because I'm such a good person. Like, I'm the sweetest person. And I feel like that's probably why people try to run over me. But I know God gonna send me my match, so I'm being patient. And I'm just gonna not give people my 100% from the start. Like, go a slow and steady pace and not just, you know? So, yeah. But if, like I said, if you are watching this, Midget Man, Angry Bird, whatever, I hope that you enjoy mowing your lawns. I hope that it helps you in some sort of way. I hope that you're able to feed your child. I still wish the best for you. I still hope you get to eat, just not at my table. Just know, I always told you. I told him from the beginning, when you mess with me, your life goes into shambles. Is that right? Is that the right word? People, every time they mess me over, I swear it never fails. Like, I don't know what it is. Every time somebody messes me over, their life goes into freaking shambles. I warned you. I wish you the best. I love you guys so much. Make sure y'all leave a comment. Don't do me too bad in the comments. I know I was real dumb. But yeah, I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Give me some story time recommendations if y'all want some more. I'm pretty sure I got a lot of stories to tell, but sometimes it just be hard to even remember, you know, certain things. So if y'all got some recommendations, let me know. Give me some video ideas in general. Make sure you like this video, and if you are not subscribed, baby girl, what are you doing? If you want more tea like this, because a lot of things be happening in my crazy life. My life is really a movie. I don't show it too much. I be needing time to get over stuff, but y'all know, y'all my internet besties. Y'all are like my diary. Once I get over something and I don't care no more, I'ma always come back and give y'all the tea. So yeah, and I got another story time coming, so make sure y'all stay tuned for that.